As the emergency contact, still very flattering. Yeah, I needed that though. I definitely needed that because the most embarrassing thing happened to me while I was on vacation. Okay, I was out, I was enjoying the sun, I must have gotten up a little weird because my bathing suit shifted, and I guess my boob was just hanging right out. Yeah, and people were looking away. I mean, it was very insulting, actually. I had to yell at this guy. I was like, hey, buddy, eyes down here, okay? Because here's the thing, okay? I have had 2 kids. So the way I look at it, if you have the honor to see one of my nipples, okay, that's been through not 1 but 2 tours of baby stand, let me tell you, the right thing for you to do is stand up, salute, and you thank it for its service, okay? Thank you so much, thank you. Or you can be like this gentleman here and give it a moment of silence. Thank you, sir. Oh, my nipples, thank you. I'm feeling a gratitude to the bottom of my areola, okay? Okay. Well, listen, I should have known that this was going to happen, okay, because my bathing suit didn't fit, okay? They never do, because I actually have 2 very different sized boobs, okay? Technically, they are both B's, okay, but only one is a B plus and the other is a community college B, Yeah, and listen, I know it doesn't sound that dramatically different, but if I lifted up my shirt, like, right now, you're terrified. I can see all right, it would be less of a flash and more of a leap, okay? And listen, I have been trying to be more positive about it. I'm not going to look at you for the rest of the time. I try to be more positive, and think that maybe the right cup is actually half full, Besides, maybe my husband likes the variety. He does get 2 completely different women under one shirt, okay? Yeah, my husband and I, we have 2 teenagers at home, and they are both boys. So that means there is so much male energy in my house. I mean, so much testosterone. And I think it's finally gotten to me, all right? Because the other day I was sitting there watching the Octagon, scratching my balls. Well, my oldest is actually in college, okay? And I miss him a lot. And when I do miss him, what I do is I like to go in his room and I like to go through his stuff, All right? It does make me feel a little better, okay? The other day, I found his little teddy bear, his little Matchbox cars, his placenta. I mean, honestly, the only reason to hang on to that is so that someday you can hold it up and be like, oh my God, I can't believe he used to fit in that. I mean, those were the days. Yeah. Well, my 17-year-old, I don't trust that fucker, okay? Yeah, here's why. Because when I went through his closet, I found a few empties, Nothing too bad, just like a White Claw, but it was peach, so. Yeah, and I wasn't going to say anything until I found a box of Kirkland Pinot Grigio. And I was like, I have got to talk to him, okay? So what was that?
A girl is over.
Okay, that's another joke, okay? So I went in his room and I was like, so is this what you and your girlfriend are into? I mean, what are you, like mixing up a few white wine spritzers, maybe rocking out to warm 106.9? I mean, I'm like, what's next? You gonna come home smelling like a Yankee Candle? I said, listen, if you're gonna drink like you are a middle-aged white lady named Barb, that's gonna send the world a message. And you wanna know what you're telling the world? You're telling the world that you love your mom, okay? Oh yeah. You love me so much that you want to drink just like I do when I'm at a girls' trip at the Emerald Queen Casino. If that's not bad enough, my mom was here for the holidays, and you would not believe this. She still compares me to my sister. I mean, just the other day she said, "Why can't you be more like your sister Lisa? She's dedicated her whole life to a nonprofit." I'm like, "Mom, his name is Steve, okay? We all think he should get a job, okay?" Yeah. I am married to a very nice man, except for one flaw, okay? He is a procrastinator, okay? Yeah, he figured out, like the day before we were leaving for a wedding, that his suit was too tight. And he was in a panic. He was like, "Well, honey, I could get a suit, from Amazon." I'm like, "Yeah, you could get a suit from Amazon. But you know what you won't get? Laid after the reception, okay?" Because honest to God, I mean, if you are wearing a suit that you got overnighted via Amazon Prime, you're not going to an event, you're going to a proceeding, okay? Yeah, that you weren't invited to, you were court-ordered to appear at. Yeah, my husband and I, we have been married for 21 years. Yeah. And listen, we get along very well, except for our very different backgrounds, okay? He, in high school, was in the band. He played the flute. He was in the choir. He even admitted recently that he was in a barbershop quartet, okay? And I was cool, okay? Yeah. So, when I was pregnant, I was like, gosh, I hope our son looks just like him. He has beautiful blue eyes, he is tall, but I really did not want him to inherit his jazz hands, okay? Or worse, spirit fingers. They run in the family. Okay. Anyways, what else? I am 55 years old, and I have been feeling my mortality lately. Okay, I've even started reading the obituaries. I read one just the other day that reminded me that people are found dead in terrible, horrible places. Like Phoenix. Yeah, well, and everything's gotten so complicated. I mean, dying used to be the easiest thing you could do. All you'd have to do is keel over and somebody would throw you in a hole in the ground, right? But now, did you know that you can be composted? Which I guess would be good, except for the fact that we are all just full of plastic, okay? Yeah, so now the real question's gonna be, what bin are we gonna put Nana in, okay? I mean, honestly, we're all gonna be standing there holding Nana, looking a little confused, kind of like when we're done with our Chipotle, thinking things like, well, should we separate her? I mean, I know she got a new hip. Was it plastic or titanium? It matters now. Because God forbid you throw it in the wrong place, Seattle. Yeah. What else? Well, even though I am older, I don't have more worries, okay? I have different worries. Like, I don't worry about being abducted anymore. Abduction, that is a young woman's game, okay? Yeah. Quite frankly, I worry more about being cold. I was watching a true crime, and this poor lady was left for dead in a ditch, and my first thought was, looks drafty. Yeah, well, my husband and I, we actually think of ourselves as empty nesters. We have one kid in college, and let's be honest, that 17-year-old, he moved out emotionally years ago. Yeah. But we're excited for the time because, we can start having a hobby again, maybe start smoking some weed again, But it's been a while. It has been a while. And everybody tells me, they're like, Lori, the weed, it's a lot stronger than when you were smoking it. And I don't want anything strong. I just want something mild, like it was grown in Connecticut, Yeah, and I don't want to go into one of those stores and have somebody sell me a strain called like Satan's Cabbage, I'm gonna go in there and asking for something like, well, do you have anything like Melanie's Camel Toe, Just something to give me a little, you know, a little spring in the step, you know. That's all I want. Yeah, but you know, I do miss the old days. You know, when in the old days, if you wanted to get high, you only had to know one thing. And let me tell you, that one thing was a guy named Kyle, okay? Kyle was awesome. Kyle drove a van with an eagle on it. And you could always find Kyle, because he was always parked exactly 501 feet from the school. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. So I will tell you this, because I don't know, when you get to be my age, look, it is a new thing every day. Like, this morning I woke up and I realized something. I don't think anybody is hot anymore. No, not even you. Now everybody has become just adorable. But I'm gonna let you know a little secret, okay? If a woman my age tells you that, oh, you are just adorable, honestly what she's really saying to you is, I'd fuck you, okay? But I am too tired, okay? All right, well, you have been fun. My name is Lori Peck. I hope you get home safe. I think you should text me when you get home. All right, enjoy. Bye-bye.
One more time for Lori Peck. On the count of three, let's just say thank you for your service to her nipples. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for your service. There you go. Hope your nipples feel better. I don't know.